Greetings. I am your host, the villain. Vaughn, you are no match for Doom. Life's a struggle. Every day we go through this kind of up and down momentum. I like to call it the abyss. It's the abyss of chaos and disorder. It's the abyss of confusion and fear. And that seems to be the flow, the everyday flow since this whole lockdown, quarantine thing. And then now we've eased up some of the restrictions only to go right back into the restrictions again. As I said, a year ago, this was coming. How did I know? Well, I've always had a keen eye to things since I got out of the military. And those of you who don't know, I served 12 years in the Marine Corps, done a few combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. I was deployed to Japan for a little while in Okinawa and seen some other various places overseas, but I digress. Quarrel with lesser men.
You know, just wanted to get back into the flow of life and travel because life here in America is taxing on the mind, taxing on the soul. And the reason is because we're dealing with wicked female fuckery, witchcraft, sorcery, all of those things under a crooked ass system that's been designed to support these creatures who keep you confined in confusion, trapped and locked into fear. Okay? Now let's get a basic understanding of what I'm talking about here, because some of you may be new to my channel, and my channel has been destroyed by YouTube 3 times, and now this is the 4th channel I created, and it's tiring. It's tiring when you put your energy into a message or let's say 150 of them to have them deleted and you have to start all over. But it's life. And life doesn't always give us what we want. It gives us what we need, and sometimes it gives us shit that we don't think we need. But in essence, we probably do. I mean, who are we to understand or understand the intricate webs of this reality, this matrix, this simulation, some would call it. But who really knows what it is? Nobody. At least nobody that's human or not. And that's where I want to talk about. That's what I want to get in today. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to get into in this discussion. I want to talk a little bit about witchcraft, sorcery, and how these females practice this shit religiously. And they have pulled this guys over the minds of most men throughout time and history. You see these women as tender, weak creatures who need our protection and need our support. And in many ways, you may be true on a physical plane, but in essence, they're really more powerful than you. What do I mean? Well, when you're working in witchcraft and sorcery, and you're dealing with demons and all kinds of negative energy, which a huge majority of these females practice and participate in, whether they are conscious of it or not. When they are dabbling in this sorcery, and I'll call it what it is. And if you don't like the word, then oh well, what the fuck, who cares? This is my channel, and like I said before, if you don't like the content of my channel, please feel free to exit without the negative comments. There's no need to tear each other down and destroy each other, you know? And men have this tendency to always have to be competitive with each other. And I'm sick of that shit, because seriously, why are you competing against me? You have your own thing, I have my own thing. If we're in some sort of competition or we're competing for some type of prize, I get it. I get it to a certain degree, but at a certain degree, you have to pull that shit back and look at your brother like a brother. And that's the greatest problem we have. We have brothers wanting to destroy other brothers. And the source of that is witchcraft. The source of it is witchcraft. You've been placed under a spell and don't even know it, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of you brothers out here, you're big into watching sports on television, and you're into your football and your basketball, your hockey, or whatever you love to watch. And even that's a form of witchcraft. It's taking your mind, it's distracting you away from the bigger picture. Anytime a grown man can sit back and watch other grown men play games, and they call it recreational relief or whatever, it's for a purpose, whether you like it or not. It's for a purpose of distraction. Because the time you spend watching that, you could be doing something, or building something, or creating something. In other words, you waste a lot of time watching television, sports, movies, dramas, things like that, and not understand how they're connected to witchcraft, to absorb your mind, to get you caught into a certain place where you can be easily manipulated on certain levels. Now, some of you might not pick up what I'm putting down, and that's good. And that's what I say. That's how you know who is actually ready for more information. And if you're ready for the deeper stuff, definitely head over to my Patreon, where I'm able to flex a little bit more. On YouTube, I gotta keep it clean. I gotta keep it 100 so that this video can get out to most of you, and those of you who do follow me and do watch the videos, so this information can get out to you. And maybe you're going through something. Maybe you are going through some of the similar shit that I've been going through, because all my videos is about me pouring my heart out to my audience, to my viewers, letting you know what's going on with me. But I digress again, back to the point. So this witchcraft shit. So it's greatly practiced amongst females, particularly the black females in a lot of these neighborhoods. And you probably grew up watching your moms or your grandma do something with chicken bones or incense, or maybe praying to God for a man or for money and shit like that. And then she'll make a pentagram or some candles and shit around there. And I'm not afraid to say that in my family, yes, I know that shit happens. I know it happens. I know there's witches in my family. There's demons in my family. And I try to avoid them as much as possible. Because family members who carry demons, when they perish or something happens to them, those demons head over to you. Yes, you. See, what you fail to understand is that the demons in your family follow a specific bloodline. And just because they may not be attacking you at the moment, but you can sure bet your ass that when the person they are attacking seems to life seems to leave, and they pass away, well, those demons will come to you and they will try you. And see, that's what's happening here in America mostly. America's full of demons. These demons feed off of you. They feed off of your attention. They feed off your finances. They feed off your anger, your emotions. They do things to evoke emotion from you because it feeds them. It feeds them to see you in pain. And that's why so many suffer around this world. So many suffer around this world because these witches and warlocks, sorcerers, I like to call them, they're feeding demons. They're sacrificing you to demons. I'm not going to sit in here and go back and forth and tell you how I know this, because the research is out there. And then even once you read it, how will you understand it or understand it if you haven't done the work, if you haven't evolved to that level? It will be far above your intelligence level. So anyway, I digress. Back to my point. This one is a deep topic, and it's an uncomfortable topic for most, but it's true. A lot of women especially here in the United States and several countries abroad, they practice witchcraft. This witchcraft is used specifically a majority of times on men. And it's used out of the intent to make something negative happen to them, even death.
Surrender.
So my whole point of this video is I really want to emphasize on being careful who you meet and look at all the signs. Does she have 6-inch fingernails on her fingers? Does she wear a bunch of gold? Is she always loud or, fucking out of line?
Mere child's play.
For a very long time, a lot of people in this country have been suffering. And it's on all sides of the fence. You know, I don't care who you are. For a very long time, a lot of people have been suffering here in America, and you know, it's a shame. It's sad. They don't give a fuck about you. They only care about how much money you can generate to line their pockets. And I'm telling you, men, just be mindful of who you're dealing with, because some people carry really, really deep negative traumas, and they want and expect you to help them feel better, which never really works. Okay. I've been hitting the gym 5 days a week. I was going 6 and I toned it down. I'm 44, my body needs to rest a little bit. So anyway, I hope everybody out there is doing well. Shout out to Lim Hendricks. Shout out to M. Carter. Shout out to Bo Trees. I want to send a shout out to the rest of my crew on Patreon. It's really good to have a bunch of men who believe in your work, because it's really hard, y'all, to be a content creator these days and you can't travel. So other than that, please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Let's get these subs up to 1,000. I would appreciate anyone who can help get this ball and this show rolling. So without further ado, I'm going to end this one. I've been out all morning flying my drone. I'm going to take a nap, relax a little bit, and chill. So I hope everyone is doing well, and we will talk soon. Looking forward to putting out more content. I appreciate everyone who comments when I post a video. As long as the comments are positive, I can get something out of it. There's no need to give negative comments, because they're empty. They're like giving empty promises. You know, so just think about that for a moment. And until next time, this is the villain, Vaughn Duel, and I'm out.
You don't have to like me. Just remember that the version of me that you created in your mind is not my responsibility. Villain!